Missouri. Yeah, baby. Missouri wins. Mike wins a
you
bundle.
didn't even bet it, man.
Yeah, I did. I had the plus 5.5.
Oh, you took the spread? Okay.
You were the smart one. Okay, I was just giving you credit. My goodness. Yeah. That's the way we start off.
It was, to be honest with you, it was kind of risky. Let's just call a spade a spade. It worked out.
Let me ask you something, Mike. Was it a banger?
I mean, it looks like it was, but I mean, I think Missouri plays better when they got a chip on their shoulder. Tennessee was without their point guard Ziegler, so I mean, come on. I thought that there was a little sprinkle, and we talked about this with Randall. He said, there's potential Missouri could sneak in and win this SEC tournament, and maybe I'll sprinkle again next game and continue on and then fade them in the first round like he suggested.
There you go. There you go. You guys are something else. You guys are something else. Randall is going to be on the show, folks. Believe it or not, he's come back for more. He just loves the punishment. Actually, he's coming here to give me crap, but I don't know why, because my Missouri team won.
I'll tell you what he's doing. I'll tell you exactly what he's doing. He's feeling you out because everybody knows that if we can get some plays out of you, we're going to make money. We're going to make more money. So that's the goal.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll find out. And Randall is here. There he is. Look at that good-looking boy there. Hey, what's up, my friend? And Neil Green's on the show. Good evening, gentlemen. Good to see you, Neil. Hopefully we'll get more people in here and make some things happen today. I wasn't expecting you to be here, Randall. We'd have tweeted it out. And by the way, Mr. Spring Training Bob, we hit 2 spring training winners today. Both of them plus money on the morning coffee show there, Randall. How you like that?
I love it, but I wasn't planning on coming until you texted me and pissed me off. So then I had to jump in here. And you told me Missouri's Sweet 16 bound if they.
Oh my God! Did he really?
Well, now hold on. Yes, he did, but I told him if they win the SEC tournament, they're done in the first round, and he responded that they're going to the Sweet 16. So I may give him a pass if they don't win the SEC tournament. Okay, maybe they have a chance to get to the Sweet 16. If Missouri wins the SEC tournament, I mean, see you later on Thursday.
I agree.
Whatever day they play.
Yeah, they're not winning the SEC tournament. They're losing their next game to Alabama, guys.
We'll see. I mean, we were talking about this off air. They did not have Kobe Brown in the one game that they played this year, and it made all the difference in the world. I mean, look at him today. He had 26 points, 24 points. He's a difference maker. I mean, you're a Missouri fan. How do you not know that?
You know that, Bob. Yeah, I mean,
I know that.
You're not giving
all I heard from you is how terrible the crowd was.
No, they were good. They were entertaining. They were terrible, though. I mean, some of that stuff they chanted was awful. But I'll tell you what, because these conference tournaments are getting ready to kick off tonight, some of these are, and I think there's some value. This is kind of where, I mean, you can kind of look to take some futures. I mean, now granted, you've missed out on some value in these conference tournaments because obviously you could have gotten a much better number before the tournament started. But I think ACC tournament, Virginia plus 240. Now, again, I think they were 400, 500, plus 400, plus 500 before the tournament started. But I mean, I'm on Virginia tonight over Clemson. And if you think Virginia wins tonight, you're not going to get a bet. You're not going to get plus 240 tomorrow against Duke or Miami. So, that I think that's a solid play. Virginia, I mean, again, I'm not taking any of these, but if you like the futures market and you want to set yourself up for a potential hedge, I do like Virginia plus 240. I'll tell you another one. I'm on this team plus the points, and I think they can win as well. Oregon plus 750 to win the Pac-12. UCLA lost Jalen Clark. to a torn ACL, best defender in the land. Dana Altman always has Oregon playing well this time of the year. That was a 1-point game with 5 minutes to go the last time they played. Free throw disparity 31-11 in favor of UCLA. UCLA won that game by 8. I fully expect Oregon to cover this game. I took them plus 6.5. It's down to 5.5. I like them plus 5.5. And plus 750 is some good value because, again, Arizona plays Arizona State tonight. Now, Arizona State got walk-off, 50-foot buzzer beater at Arizona. So there's some revenge for Arizona. But I'm going to tell you right now, either way, Oregon's not plus 750 tomorrow in the championship game, assuming they win tonight. So I do think there's a little value there. And then Utah State plus 230 in the Mountain West. I'm on Utah State tonight on the money line. They're going to probably play San Diego State, although San Jose State looked pretty good last night against Nevada. Maybe they can pull one of those miracle upsets. And, you've got Utah plus 230 against San Jose State tomorrow night. Utah State's probably laying 4.5, 5 in that game. I mean, you got a team that's now, minus 160, 170 at plus money. So there's definitely some value in the futures market, but not as much as there was early on for sure. And then the A10, we got to talk about the A10.
I got a question for you real quick, and I want to share my screen because I want you to see this. This is on the EV page right now. Tyrese Radford over 13.5 player points, and this is with the recommended filters. Any thoughts on that? Because we don't see too many of these in college basketball.
No, so we actually just added we added those today.
Beautiful.
So you're going to start seeing a lot more. I mean, unfortunately, it's here we're at the end of the road for college hoops, but I don't know. I mean,
was that on my recommendation?
I don't know. Did you recommend it to me? You may have.
We talked about it last night, actually, on the show. Amari Bailey over or under 11.5 points. I wanted to show that there are some of those plays now, folks. Player props in college basketball are showing up on the Positive EV page. And that is really cool.
I think you got to roll with some of those just for the fact, the value you're going to find on them. I'm not sure with them being, college players, how sharp are those books going to really be on those? I think you can maybe capitalize on how much are people betting on those props as much as they are the games. NBA, obviously, you're betting props heavily. But in college, I feel like people are more geared towards betting the totals and the spread and things like that. So I'd say jump on some of these college basketball props and take advantage and see what happens.
Your thoughts,
definitely some value for sure. I mean, I would say the books are definitely not as sharp with player props. I mean, the unfortunate thing is a lot of player props for college can't be bet in those states.
Right.
But we are fortunate enough to be able to. But before we jumped, I just saw Oregon on the EV page too, plus 2.5. So, but A10 tournament is interesting. VCU, I believe, heading into this tournament was favored to win the tournament. And now for some reason, Dayton is plus 125. I'm assuming that's because Dayton is playing Fordham and VCU is playing SLU. But it's interesting that Dayton's now favored. I mean, Dayton went 8 minutes last night without a field goal in the second half. Struggled to put St. Joseph's away. Maybe a homer. I mean, I'm rocking the SLU pullover today. SLU was plus 500 to win the A10 prior to the start. They're now plus 425, so you're not losing a whole lot of value. I wish I would have taken SLU pre-tourney. But, I mean, plus 425 is still a good number. And actually, I mean, tomorrow it looks like they're catching 4. You can get 4 at DraftKings. So Dayton's laying 5. I don't know. Maybe a spot to take SLU there. I may be on SLU tomorrow. I mean, SLU got swept in the regular season against VCU. So definitely some revenge there. Although, Bob, you can probably attest to this, that the Fred Thatch injury, which happened, months ago,
Months
it's
ago.
a big blow.
Yeah.
Big blow for SLU. And I really think if he were healthy, I think this SLU team could really do some damage. And maybe they still can if they get in, but it's much, much tougher now with Thatch. But looking at some of these lines, one that just popped, well, it's been up, I assume, for a bit. Ohio State and Purdue. Purdue -7 to Ohio State. Do we finally see the end of Ohio State here now, 4 games in 4 days? Or do they knock off Purdue?
I know. I mean, it seems like it could go either way, but you kind of almost hope, once again, to your point about Missouri, even, Ohio State, I kind of like for them to run the table. And then we've got our spot like you've been. Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%. If Ohio State wins the Big Ten, I mean, it will be my biggest bet against them of the entire tournament. It won't even be a question.
That's what I'm rooting for. I mean, ever since you said that, it's like, let's do that. Let's go ahead.
That's what I'm looking for now. I mean, I want teams I'm actually on Iowa State tonight as well. I would love to see a team like Iowa State win the Big 12. I'd love to see Missouri win the SEC. I'd love to see Ohio State win the Big Ten. I mean, Ohio State would be a great one to win the Big Ten because they're under 500 when you look at their record. And that will be a team that will say, peaking at the right time, but nobody's going to mention the news from a month ago when Holtman at Ohio State had lost the locker room and the players had quit on him. So let's just see here.
Real quick, back to SLU real quick. So Yuri Collins leads all of men's college basketball in assists. 10.1 average per game, 304 assists. The next closest is Tyler Kolek from Marquette at 246. Man, I really thought SLU was going to win the A-10 this year. I mean, in, I thought they were a contender, but that one player going out made all the difference in the world. And it makes a big difference when you're talking about smaller schools like that, right?
Oh, 100%. I mean, without Thatch, this SLU team is, totally different. But it's going to come down these next couple of games. I mean, it's going to come down to, Jimerson and I think Pickett. Those two or not Pickett, Perkins.
But Pickett is big from his experience, in the SEC with Mizzou. Yeah. He can be one of them players that can go off.
100%. I mean, it's going to come down. And I think that's what they're going to need here in a game tomorrow or, a game in the championship. I mean, and I'll tell you who actually has played well off the bench has been Forrester. I mean, he's come in and gives some big minutes here. It seems to me like he's kind of more in the rotation now. But yeah, I like I don't know. I may have to bet SLU tomorrow. My issue is a little bit of a homer there, so I try to avoid those bets when I can.
Yeah,
I'm on fire, man. Texas Southern hit.
I'll tell you what. To Randall's point, with Oregon UCLA, it's a really intriguing game because if you remember, last couple of games to end the regular season for UCLA, they had a tendency, I noticed, to really dig themselves in deep holes early. I mean, they were down like 13 to Arizona early in that game. They were down the game before to Arizona State. They were down like 10 plus. I think I like Oregon. I'm considering sprinkling on Oregon tonight, man. I mean,
I think Oregon is 100% live. And yeah, I took plus 6.5. It's 5.5 now. I like them at 5.5. To me, it's one of those points probably don't matter. They either win outright or they get drilled. But I always love, when I'm taking dogs, I obviously think they can win, but I like to always have the points in my back pocket, because you just never know when they're going to matter.
All right. Shout out to the positive EV page from this morning too, Randall. The Texas Southern Alabama A&M under 139.5 positive EV play hit. The total was 135, along with the Blue Jays and the Braves positive EV hits. And a guy in the chat this morning, Stephen Lancaster, said East Carolina plus 23, and the score was 60-46. East Carolina covers, baby. How about that?
Nice.
All morning.
Yeah, I watched a little bit this morning, and I saw that was going to be a play. What a ridiculous line. Houston minus 22.5. I mean, that is just.
So we got to give props to Tony, because Tony is, all over sharing all of our stuff. He gave out a play on Twitter today. Toledo first half minus 2.5. It just hit.
Nice, Tony.
I got to give Tony props.
And shout out to Anthony real quick. He's on Twitter giving out plays, sharing stuff, OddsJam stuff. Love what he's doing, sharing his progress, and he's really understanding the tools really well. It's awesome to see. Keep the content blasting out, Anthony. You're doing a fantastic job, man. We all appreciate it and we notice it. So,
Randall, we're finding a lot of plays on the positive EV page. I mean, a lot, and especially early, and a lot of first half totals and totals. And there are several ladder plays that you can jump on too, or as I like to call them, butterfly bob plays.
Yeah, I mean, those are definitely solid plays. I mean, you get if the total's 134.5, take over 135.5, over 136.5. I mean, chances are if it goes over 134.5, it's probably going over, a couple of points higher. I mean, I've always wondered, what the statistics are of, let's just say over 134.5. Like, how many times does it go over by, let's say, fewer than 4 points? And I would say that percentage is really low, and low enough that laddering all of those and taking multiple, up. I mean, let's say the average is 6 points. I'm just making numbers up, but I mean, that's going to be extremely profitable. I mean, you take over 134, over 135, over 136.
Right.
You're getting plus above there. Now, obviously, if it goes under 134, you lose every single one of those plays. But I would think in games that, you're on the right side of the total more often than not, it makes sense to hit, ones a couple of points higher when you're doing that, especially unders too. I mean, in some of those games, you get under 134.5 and it, it's like 115 final, combined. So
right.
you can just get a ton of value out of those. So definitely worth doing for sure.
Yep, I agree. One thing else that I found in the positive EV page, and this is not college basketball, but over 1.5 goals in the first period, that play has been popping up on the positive EV page. Folks, be looking for that, because if you get a Colorado and a Seattle playing each other, most likely each one of them is going to at least score a goal in the first period. That's just my opinion. That is some good playing. All right, Randall, what you got? Anything else for us here? Are you gonna throw some more guru wisdom at us in college basketball?
No, I mean, I don't really have much more wisdom. Okay. I mean, most people probably tuned in today, but I mean, I guess if not, I mean, I am on tonight. Like I said, I took Iowa State plus 4.5. Actually, I took Howard as well. I tweeted this out, so people saw it. Howard right now is actually down 13-10. So if you didn't bet that, I laid 2.5. They're minus 1.5, minus 115, or you can just take the money line minus 115 on DraftKings, which is take that money line because you don't have to worry about points. But like UConn tonight, -4 against Marquette. I hit that earlier at 3.5. This line was 4.5 at UConn a couple of weeks ago, and now we're on a neutral site and it's the same spread. I mean, it ought to be UConn about 1.5, 2. So, I mean, that tells you what the sports books think of Marquette, which is they're not very good. Which I was stunned to see Marquette as the number 6 team in the nation.
I know.
So yeah, I do like UConn there. You know, Oregon obviously looks like Oregon's down to 5 now. Kentucky Vanderbilt's interesting. They played a couple of weeks ago. Vandy beat Kentucky at home. So that's an intriguing game. Seems to be a pretty high spread. Indiana Maryland later tonight, pretty interesting game there also. One we can't bet, and I was dead wrong. Man, I'll tell you what, I've been absolutely wrong on all of these games this year involving Illinois. I think I've come on this show maybe 2 or 3 times that an Illinois game's been on and I say take them or go against them, and I don't think I've given out a winner. I said that Illinois was a good play against Penn State last night, and that was not a good play. And actually, I like Penn State tonight. Of course, we can't bet it, but you know, that's one of those, you fade Penn State the night before, come back and you back them the next day, and you get double hosed because they don't cover tonight. So, but I do like Penn State. They're a team that I think has a chance to win the Big Ten tournament. But no, I mean, looking ahead, like I said, to tomorrow, I wish this Missouri Bama line would pop, but there it is right there. Wow. What do you think that line is? Wait, well, we guessed it. Did we guess it live or did we do it before we went on air?
I think before we went on air, is it 4.5?
What do you, Mike, you think 4.5? Bob, what do you think?
I said 5.5.
Bama -9.
Wow.
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 Wow. Man,
Wow.
now that's tempting to take Missouri +9, man.
I'm taking it. I mean, why not? I mean,
I think if you're betting this game, you got to do it now. This will not close 9. There is no way. Bama looked insane today. They looked, kind of like their old self. That's way too many points. Before I jump here, I want to see what that game was. I know I was at it, but I want to see what the stats were. I mean, Bama won that game by 24. Again,
Right.
No Kobe Brown, but 2 things to point out in that game that was played at Missouri. Actually, 3. No Kobe Brown. Missouri went 3 for 28 from 3.
yeah, that's not going to happen again.
Not going to happen again. Free throw disparity.
Unless you're Iowa.
Wow. Free throw disparity. Bama shot 32 free throws. Missouri shot 19. So there was a 10-point difference. Bama made 25. Missouri made 15. There was 7 in the difference of the 3-point disparity. So that's 21 points. Add 10 more for free throws. That's 31. You lose by 21. This line is insane.
Yeah, that might be a banger. Yeah, and it is.
It
is. It's on DraftKings right now, folks.
I mean, I would traditionally say that they want you to take Missouri there, but like they're almost baiting you to taking it, and that line says Bama blowout. But is Missouri State worse than Mississippi State? Like, I would say those 2 teams are maybe about equal, and maybe Missouri is a little bit better than Mississippi State. They beat them. Did they play twice this year? They played once at Missouri. They won. They lost at Mississippi. I'm going to tell you right now, Missouri +9. If you're betting that game, that's the only side you can take. I think that line probably closes Bama 7.5, maybe.
Breaking news: Akana Miller on Alabama just got indicted.
Well, then that line, there's no way. I mean, I'm not saying that's not true, but there's no way, because that line's 9, unless the books don't know that.
That very well could be.
Lock
Steven,
that in.
I do like Florida on the puck line. And
Yeah,
I actually got that
right here. I don't. I mean, I'm not disagreeing. I can't see comments for some reason, Bob.
Oh, I don't know why.
I don't know. I'm not questioning what that guy said, but I'm reading here on Twitter. I just typed in Brandon Miller. There's nothing that says he was indicted. In fact, I see a tweet right here that says "Unleash the Antlers" on Brandon Miller. You know the antlers.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything
I
anywhere.
don't see anything. I don't know.
either.
I don't know where that news is from, but and I don't know, maybe it's accurate, but there's nothing on Twitter about that.
There's nothing on Google either.
And yeah, I mean, man, I think I'm gonna bet that.
I just did.
It's just too many points. I mean, honestly, Missouri plus 380 is not a bad look. Man, that is not what I expected. That line. That's one of those. I mean, I told you guys we both we all three said it. 4.5, 5, and it opens 9.
Right.
I mean, you have to take that. The unfortunate thing is DraftKings is the only one that's hung a line here.
Right.
Nobody else is got anything up. I'd love to see what a couple of other books have, but I don't think we're gonna get to. Yeah, nothing in the Miller news. I don't know where that's.
Yeah, I don't know where that's coming from either. All right, Mike, should we do a parlay?
Yeah, I say we do one.
All right, Bob.
Tomorrow morning we will be here, folks. Randall and I are going to be here in the morning, 8 o'clock morning coffee. Thank you, Randall. Good job.
Thank you, Randall. I'm tailing. I'm tailing a lot of stuff tonight. I am tailing. Yeah, Bob, I'm going to jump into my parlay. Boy, we desperately need one of these. Here's what I went with tonight. You talked about Florida on the puck line. Look, I took Chicago on the puck line plus 2.5. They've been competitive. They have lost 3 out of their last 4 games overall, but only one of those games was by 3 goals. So I think Chicago has shown a little bit of life. Florida has only won by 3 or more goals 3 times over their last 11 games. So I don't think that Florida is going to win this game by 3 or more goals. I think they can win it by 2. Yeah, but I don't think they win this by 3 or more. So I backed Chicago on the puck line there. And then I did the same thing with Anaheim because Anaheim's won 4 of their last 7 overall. Only lost by 3 goals in one of those losses. You've got Calgary that is definitely fighting for a playoff spot, but Anaheim is a team that gives you a lot of fight for 3 periods. They're a scrappy team. So I'm taking Anaheim on the plus 2.5. Flames have won 5 out of their last 7 overall. But guess what? They have not won by 2 or more goals in either of those wins. So I'm backing Anaheim and Chicago plus 2.5 tonight.
And I have the under on the Chicago-Florida game and the over on the Anaheim-Calgary game. So there you go.
I think if this Florida game goes under, I don't think there's any doubt that Chicago hangs with them. And if that's the case, I think I'm in the bag there. So
could still be a 4-2 game, and the minus 1.5 will still win. You from Grain, hi you guys. What's up? Thanks, Randall from Slim Dan. We haven't seen him in a long time, Mike. And
no, we haven't.
Florida by 2. All right. Okay. One thing that we do need to get to here is a Prize Picks play tonight. And also Mike is going to go through the positive EV page and see what he comes up with. See if we can find some last minute bets. What do you say?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's see what we've got out here. This Gobert line is at minus 105 on an over 27.5 PRA. Caesars has this juiced at minus 123. DraftKings has it evenly priced. Pinnacle favors this side pretty heavily at minus 139. So BetMGM for some reason has his under really juiced. No other books have that. going on. So some good line discrepancy on this play. Half a unit on BetMGM for Gobert on his over PRA. Like that play a lot. That's the first one. I got my recommended filters turned on right now. So we will see what we've come up with here. Gobert over 12.5 rebounds at plus 100 looks pretty good. FanDuel's actually favoring this side. PointsBet's evenly priced. DraftKings favors this side. Pinnacle doesn't favor this side, but they've got it at minus 109. So, we got a lot of books that are going back and forth on pricing this. Where do we set these lines at? And for whatever reason, we've managed to get plus odds on his over. You can't even get plus odds on his under. So the fact that we have been able to find plus odds on this play is really, really good. So we will take that all day long.
Okay.
Bear with me. We got more. James Harden over 10.5 assists looks outstanding. Minus 120 on FanDuel. Very heavily juiced on every book. They've got it priced between minus 140, Pinnacle at minus 165. So that's very good value. James Harden's going to be dishing to Joel Embiid. So
do you have the Kendrick Davis over 20.5 player points?
Yeah, I've got that out here right now. It's minus 105 on BetMGM. We're finding some plays on BetMGM. Only got a couple of other data points to compare it to. DraftKings is at minus 110. Pinnacle's at minus 129. Not a bad play. I'll roll with it.
He averages 21.5.
Yeah, I'll roll with that for sure. There's definitely some value on that. And yeah, that's all I've got there. Let's go to my filters real quick, and let's go to my NBA filters and see if there's anything out here on just the regular filters. I got my market width set at 42 cents or below for my NBA filters. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot different out here than what was showing up on the recommended filters, other than Jokic over 23.5 player points, minus 103. It's either evenly priced or favored on a couple of other data points to compare it to. We're getting minus 103. I will smash that all day long.
Jokic.
Yeah, we'll take that. So looks like it paid off, switching up our filters to find another play that we liked. This Edwards play, I'm not touching it now because honestly, I could have got a better price. I saw it up there earlier and I was busy. I was hitting other bets. I didn't end up placing this one, but it is still profitable at minus 117. You look at what every book prices it at, minus 130 to minus 140 range, including Pinnacle. So that's one that I would recommend maybe going after for sure. Anything else out here that I like? Last minute, Capella over 10.5 rebounds, probably worth a sprinkle. Yeah, I think this is worth a little sprinkle on. It's on BetMGM anyway. We've already got MGM pulled up, so let's hit that one as well. Just a little sprinkle on that one. And that's all for NBA that I'm going. Well, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I'm good for now.
Okay.
Anthony. Go ahead.
Anthony, Yale minus 245 on Bovada for tomorrow. Pinnacle at minus 310. Let's go. Odds just moved to minus 260.
How about Mikhail Backlund, Bob, over 3.5 shots on goal?
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I had that this morning. Yes. Do it.
Okay.
Get it.
Yeah, I like that. It's still got value. Look at PointsBet. They've got that at minus 193. What in the heck are they smoking, dude? Wow. Dude, what? Minus 193? Are you? Wow.
That's insane.
That's insane. Yeah. So that one's worth taking. These are NHL. I got my NHL filters out here now. set them the same as my NBA, 42 cents or below. If I see any main or alternate market plays, I'm looking for, 25, 26 and below range. If it's a little higher though, I'll still hit it. Honestly, that's just me. Penguins on the puck line looks outstanding. It's minus 103 on Bet Rivers. Every other book has this either favored. 3-4 books, including Pinnacle, have this favored, and FanDuel's got it evenly priced at minus 110 on both sides. We're getting minus 103.
Do it.
I'm going to hit it.
All right. That's for tomorrow. And let us get to a price.
Oh, it is for tomorrow.
Yes, that's for tomorrow. So we only got 2 games tonight.
Okay. Well, I was wondering why I couldn't find it. I'm going to hit it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Let's go
Price
find
picks.
something. Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
We didn't win last night, so let's get it tonight. Let's get it tonight. This Philly game starts in 33 minutes and 50 seconds. So if you got anything on that with Embiid or whoever.
I had Harden on his over 10.5 assists.
Okay. Let me see if that is still there. Assists are 11.
On what, Price Picks?
Yeah.
Oh, no, don't worry about no. I thought you were just asking in general if I had anything.
I'm sorry.
No, yeah. I have Harden over 10.5 as a straight bet that we just hit.
Okay.
We're probably going to have to go dig on the screen, Bob.
Okay.
So that's what we're going to do right now.
All right. Sounds good to me.
We're going to start with player points.
Okay.
Player points. I'm going to find a few entries here. We may shift over to player rebounds.
Okay.
Who knows? You just never know.
Capella was a big over on PRA this morning in the on the positive EV page.
Not a lot on him for points in terms of finding much of an edge. Everywhere's kind of got his line set the same. Let's see here. Anything there? No. I mean, let's take Porzingis under 24.5 points tonight.
Okay.
Let's add him. A lot of books have his line set at 23.5. Pinnacle's got it at 23.5. So taking his under 24.5 is probably the route we would want to go there.
I like it. Eric Sullivan, do you bet underdogs to risk and favorites to win?
What do you mean now? Say that again. Sorry.
Do you bet underdogs to risk and favorites to win?
Underdogs to risk. Like with underdogs, what I like. What, Bob?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought you were saying something. I can't see anything. All I can see is my screen.
Okay.
I mean, like on underdog plays, like in general, or are we talking like underdog, the DFS book?
No, he's talking about underdogs in general.
So like underdogs, I mean, I sprinkle, I don't put like a full unit on like heavy underdog plays. Like, let's say I found a play and I can get +1, like today, for instance, I took Missouri to beat Tennessee. I'm not going to risk a full unit on Missouri to beat Tennessee at +195 on the money line. I threw a little bit on there, like a quarter of a unit, maybe a half of a unit, So that's what I do there with that.
Usually, though, when you can get points, we take points for the most part.
Sure. Let's see if there's anything else out here. Tobias Harris tonight. Looks like Prize Picks has got his line at 13. Most books have his line at 12.5. So let's take Tobias Harris under 13 points.
Got it. That's 2.
That's 2. All right. Let's keep digging away. Man, you got a lot of books that have Jokic at 23.5. Some at that. I will stay away from that one. Mikal Bridges. I mean, he's been going off, but we're going to take him on under 24, Bob.
All right.
Most books have his line set at 23.5, so we're going to take him under 24. That's how many plays? 3?
Yep, that is 3.
All right, let's grab 2 more, and let's go to player rebounds, and let's grab a couple for that.
This morning, Damian Lillard under rebounds was a positive EV play. I don't know if that's still available. His number was at 5.
I mean, it just depends on what Prize Picks has his line set at compared to everywhere else.
Right.
We may see here in a minute. First one off the bat that stands out is Bradley Beal.
Yeah, that's 4.
That's at 4. Most books have him at 4.5.
We don't have an over. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. That's 4 picks.
All right. I mean, there's one right here, obviously. Gafford. Every book's got him at 6.5. Here he is at 6. So you can add him to the entry.
How do you spell his? Oh, there he is, Gafford.
Over 6.
Over 6.
Yeah, let's roll with that.
All right, that's a 5 picker right there, Mike. Let's do it.
Okay.
We got Porzingis under, Harris under, Bridges under, Beal and Gafford over. Let's hit it. Let me go ahead and enter it, and I will share my screen, and we'll take a look at what we just hit. Love it, man. I love it. I love it. So, Porzingis.
Eric, sorry, let me get to this comment real quick,
Go ahead.
Bob. Eric,
Sure.
So I just go by a unit size, and I bet that on whatever, no matter what. Unless I find positive EV plays that have a higher edge, I'll put more money on them. But I stick to a unit size, and whether I'm getting -110 or whether I'm getting -115, I stick to my unit size.
All right, let's do this Prize Picks play. Porzingis, less than 24.5 points. Tobias Harris, less than 13 points. Mikal Bridges, less than 24 points. Bradley Beal, more than 4 rebounds. And Daniel Gafford, more than 6 rebounds. That is a Prize Picks 5 picker, baby. I love it. We are rolling. Anything, Mike, that you can think of college basketball wise sticking out to you right now with games coming up?
No, I'm really intrigued by the Oregon UCLA game that Randall was talking about, because I think I'm with him with Oregon maybe having a chance to win this game, let alone cover that spread, because UCLA is with no Clark, and the way they've been playing, they have a tendency to take a minute to get going and get into their game, and that's going to affect them against an Oregon team that is really scrappy and well coached and always seem to play hard. I'm not going to lie. I like Oregon. I've always somewhat kind of followed their basketball a little bit. So look, I'm quack, baby. Let's go.
Quack, quack. Miami and Duke is a very interesting game, and it's getting ready to start in 16 minutes. If you took Miami on the money line, there's a positive EV play for them at plus 140 on Caesars.
I would roll with it. I mean, I think ultimately I'm not sure what to think of Miami a whole lot, but I don't think Duke's a great team either. So ultimately, I think Miami's a little better. So I would go with the value on that for sure and ride Miami.
Because Duke is coming off a 96-point game. Is that right?
They had a lot.
Yeah, I think it was 96 points.
It was.
And then the Utah State Boise State game under.
Yeah.
144 at plus 100. I actually really like that one a lot. You can find that on Bet Rivers. That's all I'm going to throw at you here, folks. Let's go home.
Let's do it.
A weekend. It's a fun Friday. Fun when you make money. Let's make some money tonight, folks. Let's hit this prize pick. Let's hit it tonight. Thank you, Eric. Appreciate you coming by and joining us and adding to the show, of course. All right.
Thank you.
I'll be here tomorrow morning with Randall. All right, Tony. We will see you.
Yes, sir. Can't wait. Can't wait, Tony.
Thanks,
Anthony, see you too, buddy.